Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Pro Clubs Weekly. This is the start of our 5-minute tactics video, all to do with pro clubs and all to do with the tactics in pro clubs. And episode number 1, Domino, is the team press. And I'm going to be teaching you and everyone at home how we press as a team on pro clubs. Sound interesting?
Mate, I am here for it.
Good stuff. And if there's anything else you guys want to pick up as we go along with this series, just let us know in the comments and we'll do our best. So without further ado, the first point I want to pick up is to do with triggers. And what I mean by that is we'll see on this clip here, a trigger can be a bad pass, be bad positioning, or it can be a bad player if you're feeling a bit nasty about the other team. And what I'd like to flag here is, guy's got it here. He's not in the best of positions. It's probably not the best of passes either. And then we've got Sociedad players. Yes, we are using the Sociedad Champions of VPG ePremier as our demonstration, because on this channel we've not seen anyone else do it better. So the bad pass here is the trigger for the man in red to go, but also that trigger has set off blue and yellow, and they'll also go and press there, leading to not much on, and they get the possession back. From that resulting throw-in, a good example of a bad pass, as we can see here, the ball's in the air, the player's 2-3 yards away from a Domino. He is charging that down. He could come inside to his man here, but again, because of the trigger from the blue, the yellow switched on, and look at that. Red's in a great position, purple's in a great position. He's not got much else on, so shock horror. Clears it, they win the ball back. Triggers for pressing. Point number 2, Domino, is stopping the ball from going out wide. Stopping the team getting out down those flanks. And I must admit, when I heard this one on UEFA B, I really struggled with it for a bit. And then you see it in practice. So we've got Sociedad players just reluctant to let this man here in black turn and get out down those flanks. What they want him to do is either come back here or come inside here or here. And why is that? Because they've got players in here ready to press. So they've got 4 players in this short area around here and no players in this area here. So they want to keep it in this central area. And what we get here is nothing left. I mean, it's bad positioning from the defender here, but they've got nothing else. You could play it in here, but 2 Sociedad players and even a third here. This one's been cut off here. Arguably, this one's been cut off here and here. He's got absolutely nothing on. So again, he has to turn back out, and that's when they swoop in and take the ball. On the flip side of that, we've got what happens if we don't make them come back inside and we let them play out down those wings. So Sociedad set up nicely, pressing, got 2 players nice and close to the ball, and players inside. So we've got 3 players inside, 4 or 5 if you count these 2, and it all depends on what Red's doing here. So we'll let that run for a little bit longer. And then look, we've got where he should be showing this man inside here, because we've got 6, we've got 9, and we've got blue who can all get inside, and also this one here. So all of a sudden we've got 5 players who can shut this man down if Red had just stayed and shut this area off here. Instead, he's shown the outside, and look what happens, Domino. That ball goes straight down the line and cuts out, 1, 2, 3, 4, arguably 5, 6 players, just because he's not cut off that ball down the line. And then just for, just to drive the point home, they do actually go and score from that as well. And this one is literally just the point I'm trying to make with making teams come back inside. So we can't actually see it yet, but the easy ball here would be to go down this side here. Instead, he's been forced to come inside, and now we can see perfectly it was because this player had pressed this easy pass here. Sociedad know that, so they've packed this midfield, and this is often the case. They've packed this central area, and they've got players, so anything loose there is going to get picked up by Sociedad players, And that's exactly what happens there. So don't let teams play out from wide areas. It's the easiest thing to do, and it's the easiest way to concede 60, 70 yards at any given time. So next point is just making sure you're pressing as a unit. And this was something that we were really impressed with Sociedad. And it's just making sure that everyone's on the same wavelength. So again, talking about stopping players playing out wide, we've got positioning here from the right back. If he was a bit too far back here, so in line with his defense, that ball is always on there, and it's 1v1 out here. Instead, he's kind of positioned himself equal distance between stopping the ball coming over the top and going and pressing that if it comes to feet, which is great. And what Sociedad want to do is keep it in here because they've got players who can readily break that down. And you'll see here in the next clip as we roll this, they have a look, that would be the easy pass, but because of this positioning, he can step forward here, and he's not going to play over the top because he's got the yards on him as well. So what does he do, Domino? He comes back inside, gobbled up. Look how many Sociedad players are in here ready to press. Okay, we've got 3 players against the 1 rather than it going out wide and it being a 1v1 and chancing that. Nice. So we're always looking to bring it back inside, but also to press as a unit, because if Raven hadn't stepped in there, Orange was definitely stepping in there, and Purple was on his way back as well. And that's proof that you don't always have to press from the front as well. It can be broken down at any time. So what we've got here as well is when we talk about pressing in units, it's quite a negative example, but we've got one player pressing by himself. Something we don't need. It's a waste of energy, it's a waste of time, but also it can be quite confusing to the rest of your teammates. So watch what happens when the boy presses who's circled in yellow. These two go forward on the off chance he's going to win this here. And we just spoke about how to press and where to direct them from pressing. This guy should be here because it stops him getting out down this line. Once he gets down this line, Domino, look how many players are cut out from this game. 1, 2, 3. There might be a player up there as well. You got 3 players out of the game already, just because one person didn't press in the right direction.
Yeah, it was just a simple turn and move, wasn't it?
And what happens here, they get down the line, and again, instead of playing them in towards this traffic, because look how many opposition players are in here. 3 opposition players in here. And again, player still pressing in the wrong way. Really, if he wants to get back and defend, he needs to be here. And also, he should probably be here as well. Stop them playing down this line, because what happens? They play down the line, and look how many players are out of the game because they got out, even up here, because they got out down this space, down this wing. And then that's what happens when you get into the attacking third. The ball can then come into the space in the danger area because there's that space that's been vacated because we're not pressing as units and we're not showing inside. And yeah, don't leave Sociedad with space in and around that area because they probably scored from that. So yeah, don't press alone, press as a unit, and perfect timing. You've got Sociedad. We haven't got one player pressing, we've got their front 3 pressing together, the centre back, and again they're still sticking together. You've got purple here, hopefully yellow's going to go down here, blue's going to go down here. It does come down the line, so if I'm going to be critical, we'd want yellow to be there, but he has just ran there. However, we're trying to encourage him to come back into here, and why is that? Because purple and blue are here as well. On this occasion it doesn't. It goes into this man's feet, but look at what blue does here. Instead of letting him play an easy pass down this side, which would be this one here, he steps across slightly because he knows purple's here, cutting that pass out, orange is here, cutting that pass out, and anything else kind of round the corner is covered by this man. The only choice he's got really for a 100% success ratio pass is that, and even that is quite tricky in between these two. And again, you've got blue there as well. So Light blue here's made an early choice because he's checked his shoulders. You can see these two in here, and what happens? It's cut in here because blue's cut this man off here. I mean, it didn't help that he'd gone walkabouts, but orange has picked it up in here. And again, it's just that getting people to play into those busy areas and not letting them play out wide. And Sociedad, yeah, probably win that back. And again, looking very, very attacking as per usual. And then we've got good pressing from Sociedad here. And you can see that we've got yellow cutting this pass over here. Blue cutting this pass over here. So where's it going to go, Domino?
It's got to go in the middle, isn't it?
Straight into the middle. And what's good about that from a Sociedad point of view? I mean, you could even take this guy in here. 3v1 as the ball comes into the middle here. Gobbled up nicely. No, they do play through, but look who's covering. That's why we try and get them to play into that midfield area, because there's men out here. You've played through, what, 4 Sociedad players? And there's still another Sociedad player in here. Arguably another one coming in here as well. And I'll show you what did happen actually. He didn't fancy taking this man on, and because the Sociedad press is so heavy, it turns into a 3v1 in here. And again, it's just that central area. And there have been times where the Sociedad players do switch off. And this is a really good point here. So we talked about triggers before. I mean, you can't have many more triggers than 3 men pressing from a free kick in their own defensive third. But someone has not got the memo, Domino. As this ball gets switched out here, and we're going to name and shame Mr. Orange over here, if my cursor wants to work. He is miles off the pace, and we just can't have that. So if these guys over here are going to press the ball, those triggers and everyone needing to be on the ball and on the press and not play out wide, everyone needs to play into that. So Orange has not done that, which means these guys get the ball, and look how much space he's got. He's missed out 3 of those attacking Sociedad players. And again, you can see from here a couple of bad choices. So Orange has actually got himself back into a good position. However, we've got yellow here who's forgotten the golden rule. He's kind of showing him inside here. So he's going to say, thank you, yep, I'll go this way. And we're not allowed to play down the wings, Domino.
No.
Realistically, he should be in here to stop that, because if he comes back inside, we've got this, and we've got this. Instead, that doesn't happen, and they play that ball through the first time, through the second time, then all of a sudden, acres of space to play into. And that's what happens when one person slacks, and we're looking at what, 4, 5, 6 yards was the slack there, but look where it's gotten them. So they pressed in that bottom left hand corner, and then 10-12 seconds later they've got it up in an attacking position, and that is literally the fine margins of it. And I think the 4 things to remember, the top tips from this video are: everyone has to be on board with the press, so there's no point in 3 people saying we're going to press this game where the rest aren't. Triggers, so one person, usually an attacking player, says, right, there's been a bad pass or bad positioning, let's all go. Stop the ball going out wide, banged on that one enough, and given some good examples of that as well. And then, yeah, pressing as a unit, it kind of falls in with the first one. Everyone needs to be on board, but don't be that one guy who's pressing by himself, because it doesn't work. You'll kill your stamina, and you just create chasms in your team. Yeah, and if you need any more tips on team pressing, go back and watch this Sociedad game. We'll pop it in the comments below. A real masterclass thing, like I said at the beginning of the video. I think it's the best one we've seen, and they are VPG champions, so it must be worthwhile kind of getting your team to do that. Yeah. Domino, I think this was supposed to be a 5-minute video. We've given you more information than you probably need, so you can pick out those little key bits, relay them back to your team or your teammates, and let me know or let us know how you get on down in the comments. And yeah, if there's anything else you want us to go over, this will be a little mini series we run alongside our usual commentary videos. So yeah, anything you guys want to hear, we're happy to be guided by you.
Perfect. That's excellent.
Domino, yeah, brilliant. Domino, we'll sign off for then. Nice and quick. Let the people go back to doing what they were doing, and we'll see you all on the next tactics video or commentary video.
Eightball, been a pleasure. Thanks for breaking that down for us. Much appreciated. Guys, go watch it, go learn it. Fantastic. Great work, mate.
Yeah, see you on the next video, guys.
Take care, guys.